what's going on, guys? So, as you guys noticed, I've been away quite a bit already this year, more than I had any intention to. And that is because on February 13th, my house burnt down. Completely to the ground. I lost everything. Everything. Now, some things have happened since then that I'll address in a separate video. Get stoked for that. Get super, super stoked for that. However, there were more bad news turned around and struck on the 15th of February. Now, this is not some bad news that necessarily affects me directly, but it does affect one of my ambitions. As you guys know, I'm huge into racing. I'm huge into the Japanese car scene. And on February 14th at 11:07, Japan experienced a 7.3 or a 7.1. Either way, it was over a 7.0 magnitude earthquake. Now, it's not necessarily a huge big deal. It happens all the time. But one of the problems with this is because of the fact that Japan doesn't, or Japan is so used to these earthquakes. No insurance company covers earthquake damage. At all. That being said, there is a huge thing that I've always looked forward to, and was finally getting ready to start pulling the trigger on some plans to go to Japan and hopefully do this this year, was to go to Ebisu Circuit. Ebisu Circuit is huge as far as the history of racing goes. They've got drift, they've got time attack. You got Mitsuri, which is a whole bunch of different races, in 1 week. But they also, Ebisu Circuit just has a huge history and a constant in motorsport heritage and motorsport development, and Ebisu Circuit is no small deal. Ebisu Circuit probably has at least one track in one of your favorite racing games, if not more than one. But they lost several tracks. There was a huge landslide that took out one in particular, took out part of their drift practice track. A lot of the concrete's cracked up, and because of the fact that it is motorsport racing, they can't have that. It has to be fixed, and it has to be fixed proper. You can't just slap a patch kit on it. No, Ebisu is just a really big deal, and they received a lot of damage. Now, essentially, you would think something as historical and even a guy like me, little dude from middle of nowhere, United States, knowing about Ebisu would have plenty of income. The problem is that this past year, 2020, I want to say what happened in 2020, but I'm just going to simply hold up an item to remind you guys about 2020, because apparently people's videos are getting flagged, banned, and several other things for use of either of the two C words that refer to 2020. And Japan's borders were closed. Ebisu Circuit receives a lot of income from people from the United States coming over and renting drift cars or buying cars and storing them to, when they go to Japan, drive at Ebisu Circuit. Like, they receive a lot of money for that. They offer on-site storage. You have Sideways X. They run their own a pretty decent little business out of Ebisu with renting cars and whatnot, or helping you purchase and owning your car and storing it for use at Ebisu. Now, there are other companies out there. Sideways X is just one that I'm particularly privy of. But even with the borders being closed, like locals could have been going, except they weren't. What you guys don't realize is that as a courtesy thing, if you've got a cough, you've got a fever, you're just extra sneezy, people in Japan wear masks. Alright guys, I really don't know what kind of time limit I have on this, but as I was saying in the last clip before I ran out of storage, people in Japan wear masks just to protect other people, not themselves. They do it out of respect to keep other people in good health. I understand that we don't do that here, and it's kind of like there are a lot of people that feel like it's a hindrance on their freedom. But in Japan, they do that just because. And so there was a lot of isolation that came with COVID. And because of that, Ebisu did not see the traffic that it normally sees. So they're a little sprung up for income. Now, if you guys care about me and care about the fact that, this is something that I want to go do later in life, or if you care about, going and doing it yourself, or supporting, development in motorsport and, massive amounts, again, I cannot I cannot explain this enough, massive amounts of history in motorsport, specifically Japanese motorsport, Honda, Nissan. If you're a Skyline fanboy, there was development for the Skyline done at Ebisu Circuit. Ebisu is huge, guys. But if you care about any of that, I'm going to put a link for the GoFundMe down in the link below, or in the description below. Here's what you guys gotta understand though. This happened 3 weeks ago, and they haven't reached their goal yet. They're only at 85,000 out of 100,000. Now, if you don't know how GoFundMe works, you get none of the funds if you don't reach your limit. I mean, they take a part of it even if you do reach your goal, but you get none of it if you don't reach that goal. So you guys are gonna have to, if you give a darn, and anything, absolutely anything helps. You guys need to go to the link in the description below, and you guys need to donate to Ebisu Circuit. It was a lot of damage, and a quick YouTube search will pull that up. Alright, so that's my public service announcement. I don't do these often, but this is a huge ordeal, and it would mean a lot to me if we could help Ebisu get back to functioning. So, you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. If you guys like these little service announcements, let me know in the comment section below. I may do more. Probably still not a whole lot. This is a really big deal to me. So, you guys are great, and I'll talk to you later. Peace. That was lame.